Hello everyone, this is Hypnotic Wolf here, and I'm here on behalf of Zesty Brews. Today I am here to talk about World of Warcraft. Uh, Not much to really say about it at the minute. I'm just going to get into the character creation. Now that isn't much at the moment, but on future videos I will get into the in-game. Like I will create a character and then run a few quests and show you what the in-game feature is like. And then I'll play in someone higher like my warrior or something, and then I'll show you what some of the later contents information looks like. So let's get into the character creation. Now I'm not going to get into big detail about it. I'm just going to show you a little bit about each class and a little bit about each race. That's the classes, sorry, this is the race. So you got two sides, you got the Alliance and the Horde. Now a lot of you probably already know a lot about this. Some of you probably do play, which is great. Uh, but there's just so much about this game, I'm not going to get it all in one video because I have a 10-minute mark. So we'll go on the Alliance at the minute. You got your humans, your dwarf, your night elf, your gnome, your Draenei, your worgen, and pandas work both sides. They're Horde and Alliance, but you can only pick one, of course. They have their special quest line which they run through, and at the end of it, if you don't have heirlooms on, it'll be from level 1 to 13. If you do have heirlooms on, I can be from, I think it's 1 to 14 or 15. But we'll get into more about leveling a little later. On the Horde side, we've got orcs, we've got undead, we've got the Taurens, we've got the trolls, we've got blood elf, and we got the goblin. Now, of course, you're like, well, what does the genders look like on the opposite sex? So, we'll go on to it. A lot of them do look kind of nice. Now, I'm going to customize them because whatever you see here isn't final of what they have to look like. And that's understandable because no one wants to run around as the same looking character. But there is a lot of limited options. So sometimes you may create a character saying, oh, this looks awesome. And the second you enter the game, someone looks exactly like you. Doesn't matter. That's probably maybe one of probably 1,000. So we got humans, we got dwarf. Now that looks like an undead to me. Looks like she died. That looks weird. Then you got the Night Elf, which is my favorite class. Between that, Trolls and the Worgen are my favorite classes personally. Then you got the Gnomes, the Draenei, the Worgen, and the Panda. Now, Pandas, you're like, okay, that's fine. Don't stare at her ass too much. I'm just showing you a little thing about, I think it's skin color. If you change your skin, you do get a tail. But that's sometimes, I think it's all the brown ones, which is kind of strange. Yeah, it's only all the brown ones. Now that's only the females. The females are the only ones that gets the tail at all. The pandas only get the little stubby butt. So it's not a bad customization, but I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. So the Horde is, I think I've done this, orcs, the undead, the Taurens, the trolls, the blood elves, and the goblins. And for the female side is, again, they're not bad. Undeads are pretty awesome, but the only thing is, if you don't mind the kind of spine sticking out, when you have a cloak on your back, it kind of pokes through the spine. And if you don't mind that, that's fine. It just bothers me a little. But that's kind of how their model is. Other than that, I think they're awesome. And then you've got your trolls, blood elves, and goblins. So that's a little bit more about them. So I'm going to pick one of the most popular classes at the minute and go through some of these. Now you see 3 of them aren't highlighted, so you can't click them. You must click. Some of them are race specific, and you won't be able to do anything on that because you can't click it. But I'll go through some of them that you can go through. So this gear, as you've seen probably before, when I click customize, the gear changes. Now this is the gear you're going to have at level 1. Now it doesn't take long in order to get more gear at all. Like maybe the first few quests you'll get a new pair of boots, some gloves, some bracers. By level 6 you'll have your torso and your legs, and the only thing you won't have is a cape or a cloak, your headpiece and shoulder pads. Other than that, you should have pretty much a view of everything. But I'll do a quick demonstration of that another time. Maybe a video of 1 to level 3 quickly. So there's Warrior, there's Hunter. If you do instant 9 of them, 90 of them, or instant 100 them, you will get this gear depending on what speculation you pick. Because I had a Druid and it didn't have that gear. I had something different because I picked more of a tank class. And I'll get into that again when I do an in-game demonstration. There's Rogue. Now that does look awesome for a Rogue, and I would love that for my Rogue. There's Shaman. I used to be in Shaman in both Cataclysm and Mista Pandaria, but when it came into Warlords of Draenor, I think I had a little bit enough of it because it got overpopulated. Personally, I like playing a class underplayed, regardless if the DPS is bad or not. DPS means damage per second, which is the damage output you do through the game. There's mages, warlocks, monks, and Death Knights. Death Knights is kind of like the Panda area. The Death Knights is a hero class, and they start off at level 55. From 55 to 58, sometimes 57, depending if you didn't kill enough. That's when that quest line will begin. You can only make a Death Knight if you bought Wrath of Lich King and you have a character of any realm that is level 55 plus. If you don't have anything higher than 55 or more, then you can't make one, sadly. They are pretty awesome, and a lot of people do love them. They are a great class, but I prefer Druids. So we'll go on to more about the Druids. The Druids are pretty awesome. And then we'll go for Paladin. Paladins are pretty nice. Now the game does consist of 3 speculations, and depending, kind of like Druids, they have 4. Now what you normally do is you need a tank, some DPS, a healer, and you're good to go. But sometimes some classes may have multiple DPS roles, or 2 DPS roles and a healing speculation, or 2 healing classes on the same one and a DPS. Some may be balanced. It may have a tank, healer, or DPS. That would be more of the Paladin class. They do that, so they do, and so forth. But I'll get into that more later. I'm going to quickly customize one. Now, a lot of people love between these 2 classes. So I'm going to do, because I'm an Alliance player, I prefer Alliance. My wife does prefer Horde. I'm going to customize this. Let's be a little bit rude here, I suppose. I'm going to pick female because there's going to be a lot of guys that's going to watch this that doesn't play, and they're like, "Whoa, that's really hot." And I'm doing this more for my friends, Zesty 101, Ninja Zesty 101. I apologize, and Zesty Fisher. So I'm trying to upbeat their channel a little. So let's go for the public's choice of what's good. So I'm not going to try and make it sexy looking. I'm just going to give it a bunch of random stuff and just kind of customize it. So as you can see, it has all these different things on customizing. So well, I suppose it is coming a little weird. You can pick hair. It's great. Sorry, I'm not really given much time to do this because I'm on a limited schedule here on recording for free, which is probably a secret I shouldn't have said. So what I normally pick is roughly something silly like this. We'll just brine it. And then the horns can get a little extreme sometimes, really pokey out. And depends if you want to roleplay on the game. You may have a reason why your horns are all over the place. So that's roughly what a class would look like. To be honest, doesn't look half bad for just messing around. You can read here on the side. I apologize if you can't read it. I might do it in another video if you so choose so. and a little bit about your race of the Dread